Can I help you? You found him. What do you want? I set up a small darkroom in my cabin. Well, unfortunately, I don't have time to show it to you. Gee, thanks, I think so. I wish Stephanie agreed with you. My wife's angry with me because I've spent more time with my camera than with her. She just doesn't understand that a photographer can't stop taking pictures even on his honeymoon. Have you seen Stephanie? She's wearing a blue hat. I better wait for her. Hello. Good to see you again. Did you see Stephanie? She must really be sore with me. You've got pretty good advice. I'm going to find her right now. Excuse me. Good night.
Jack, is that you? I'll be right out. I don't want to wake the baby. Oh, but we were meeting later. Where's Jack? Please, I don't want no trouble. I didn't know the letter was so dear. I just wanted to take something, anything that looked valuable. But for the baby, it was Jack who read it. Saw it was bad for Mr. Conklin. He said the bit about selling bad steel would ruin him if it was to get out in the papers. Anyway, Jack, he says Mr. Conklin got the letter from an engineer up at the mill. Said the mill's been making bad steel. High in sulfur is what he called it. The steel is no good, and they put it in the Titanic. It'd be a scandal if it got out. That's why Mr. Conklin wants the letter back. But Jack, he says Conklin will have to pay us to get it. $5,000. Mrs. Conklin's probably behind it. All she cares about is a fine name and pots of cash. And a baby. But she won't get Eddie. No, she won't. And if she tries, I'll ruin her. Make her poor as me. My baby, Eddie. He's the only reason I stood them last month at the Conklins. I knew Mr. Conklin weren't going to leave his missus. I was only a parlour maid, but I didn't care. I was happy to have his baby. Him and Mrs. Conklin. I thought they was so kind until I found out that Mrs. Conklin was going to steal my baby for her own. Once I had it, she would fire me and take Eddie for herself. She can't have her own babies. So they used me to get one, to get Eddie. When I found out that was her plan, I left. I didn't know the letter was anything. I thought it might hold a pound or two. Well, that's Eddie. Bye. Don't forget about our meeting. Please, I must apologize. Charles, you see how 'tis. We quarreled again. I left for a walk. I suppose this is the steerage section, isn't it? All these people headed for the new world, for a new life. I think I know how they feel. They stole something valuable. What, I don't know. Sosh to sell it secretly in America. I told him it was immoral. He laughed, telling me I, who married for position, shouldn't quibble about morality. Said if I told anybody, he'd publicize our affair and ruin me. So I said nothing, though I'm afraid they'll do something horrible with all that money. The smoking room, probably, or looking for my necklace, if he can see straight. Take good care of my necklace. Return it to me in New York. We'll be there soon enough. There, together. Good night.